I was 57 years old and I had a health scare. It turned out to be nothing, but it was enough for me to look at myself and think, here I am, I don't do any exercise, I don't even travel to work because I work from home. I'm going to have to do something about this. So joined a local gym and signed up with a personal trainer because I knew I wouldn't have any motivation myself to keep going. As part of what we did, he had me running on the treadmill and he said, you're quite good at this, why not give it a go outside? And I sort of kept putting it off because I wasn't sure how that would go. I was used to the ground moving for me and just what I thought, hopping up and down. And eventually Martin dragged me out and said, come on, let's have a go. And we ran down the river and it was absolutely brilliant. I left him far behind.
Martin's your husband?
Yes. And ran off and felt like I was flying and really free, and it was really brilliant. And I never looked back. I just loved it. I joined Parkrun for some more motivation. That's a 5K run. From the 5K, went up to 10K, then up to a half marathon. And each time I'd think, how could I possibly run any further? But then you do the training and it all fits together, and ran my first marathon in 2010. So I was 58. That was in Edinburgh. And I just couldn't believe it. I loved every minute of it, and I crossed the line and my first thought was, when can I do that again?
100 marathons over 5 years, that works out at nearly one a fortnight, doesn't it? It must have taken over your life.
It did, but we wanted it to. My daughter runs with me quite often. She's run 66 marathons now in 2 years, I think. Martin has run about 20, so he either comes to support or runs as well. Callum runs with us, so it brings the family together. It's quite, good for that, but it's also a big social occasion. When we go away for a weekend to run a marathon, then there'll be other people there we know, and we'll go out for dinner, and it's a brilliant combination of doing something physical, feeling you've achieved something, and then meeting up with a lot of really nice people. I was on to about my, I think, 4th, 5th marathon when I bumped into someone wearing a 100 Marathon Club vest, and I asked, what's this about? She said, well, these people have run 100 marathons. And I said, that's not possible, 2, even 4, even 10 a year. 10 years, and she said, no, they run them more often than that. So I was immediately interested.
And of course you've just done Tokyo, that was the 100th, tell me about that.
That's right, it was brilliant. We went, Martin and Camilla, my daughter, came over with me and some other friends. And I had a sign on my back saying my 100th marathon, and the whole way round, there were 40,000 people there, and I felt that most of them had congratulated me at some point en route, and they wanted photographs, and it was a brilliant day.
A marathon is what, 26 miles, but you have run 56?
Yes, I've run it's called the Comrades Marathon, but it's an ultra marathon in South Africa, and it's the biggest ultra marathon in the world and the oldest, and there are 20,000 people run from 1 year from Durban into Pietermaritzburg, and then the next year you run from Pietermaritzburg back to Durban. Although it's 56 miles, it's probably the smallest medal here, but it means the most to me. You run through lots of different communities, and every mile or so there's an aid station. So when you run through the Zulu lands, they're all in their Zulu dress at the aid station, and they look after you so well, and the whole route is lined, and it's a national holiday, and it's a really big deal. And in 2014 I actually won my age group, which was a fantastic achievement for someone from outside of South Africa, because they train en route, and I had a really nice award ceremony, and that was a really special day.
But you've joined an elite club now of people who've run more than 100. Some of them have run 1,000.
There's one guy who's run over 1,200, and it is, I suppose, an elite club, but because I know most of the members of it, it doesn't feel that elite to me. It feels like, everyone I know has run 100 marathons. So it's only when I come away from that I realise it is actually something, quite special.